Hi and welcome back to Dubai Sports Hub. And today we will be doing an assessment of the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup, where West Indies were humbled by South Africa. India added another spanking, a world record spanking to the multiple beatings that they've issued out to Zimbabwe over the years. But as you would see in the title behind me, South Africa are favourites for the title. I mean, they are unbeaten in this tournament. They put up such a magnificent fight today, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. A word of commiserations for the West Indians who woke up early this morning to watch that match, including myself, who woke up to try and get some action. To get in touch with our team as to what's happening over there in the subcontinent to support our team. But today, the West Indies came up against South Africa, a pumped South African team that was ready for them. They were well oiled. I mean, the title says it all. Favorites, favorites, favorites. And without further ado, let's have a look into what happened today. So the South Africans won the toss and chose to bowl first. Having a look at the whole assessment, they won by 9 wickets and what 3.5 overs to spare. I mean, that also gave them a healthy net run rate. But they really, really spunked us today. 23 balls left, 9 wickets victory. And let's have a look at the batting card for the West Indies. Now, Brandon King and Shea Hope started off reasonably well. Shea Hope making 16 from 6 balls, hitting 2 sixes and 1 4. Brandon King started off really well, 21 off 11. So we did get a good start. The first wicket fell almost at 40 runs. But then that triggered a collapse. And Shimron Hetmeyer, the man who's in form, Rovman Powell, another man who's in form, Ruston Chase, who came into the team, Sherfin Rutherford, all these personnel fell cheaply after the demise of Brandon King. So Shea Hope was the first to go. He was caught by Quinton de Kock, bowled Kagiso Rabada for 16. Then Hetmeyer, bang, Rabada. Longidi got rid of Powell. He also got rid of Brandon King and a bit more on Longidi. Longidi did get rid of Ruston Chase. Alright. Now, the only thing that made this performance a bit respectable was the effort of Jason Holder and my guy Romario Shepherd, because after Matthew Ford had departed, he and Romario Shepherd put together a partnership of over 85 runs. I think that's the highest 8-wicket partnership in World Cup or T20 history. It was previously held by Scotland. Now these two gentlemen have it. 49 of 31 from Holder, 52 from Romario Shepherd. And these men were the ones who brought our total up to a respectable score, where it was a bit easier for us to say, well, we have some runs on the board and something to actually bowl at. However, was that enough? We'll find out. Looking at the bowling for South Africa, Maharaj, 4 overs, none for 43. He went at 10.75 and over, as we said. Shepherd and Holder did put on a beating for these guys. Marco Jansen also travelled, 4 overs, none for 50. Kagiso Rabada, 4 overs, 2 for 22. He was one of the danger men. Longidi, 4 overs, 3 for 30. And Corbin Bosch also got 2 wickets, as one of the wickets was a run out. But he also travelled. Now when the South Africans went into bat, it was a foregone conclusion. These men are in top, and I say top, I mean peak form. Peak form these men are in. Alright? Now these men put on a real show today. As you would have observed, have a look at those strike rates. Aiden Markram not out on 82 of 46 balls, 7 fours and 4 sixes, strike rate of 178. Quinton de Kock, 47 of 24, 4 fours and 4 sixes, strike rate of 195. Ryan Rickleton, another man in form, 45 of 28, 4 fours and 2 sixes, with a strike rate of 160. The West Indies gave away 3 extras, 1 no ball and 2 wides. And they chased down the score relatively easy. So it was an easy win for South Africa. They weren't really being tested. Longi Ngidi was the pick of the bowlers for me, and personally would have been my man of the match. But Aiden Markram, well played on for his 82. He did pretty well. Credit where credit is due. He did pretty well. Now, where did it go wrong for West Indies? The middle order. The middle order failed to click. We needed at least 2 or 4 big hitters in there. 2 of the 3 big hitters in there. And to name drop either Shimron Hetmeyer, Sherfin Rutherford, or Rovman Powell, or Rovi P as they call him, had one of these guys actually went through and put on a bigger score. Trust me, so much pressure wouldn't have been on those 2 guys to actually occupy the wicket, where they could have possibly come later on and strike higher and strike faster. which would have made things a bit better for us. The bowling wasn't up to what was expected. Moti did travel a bit, not much penetration from our fast bowlers. Shamar Joseph did travel, Matthew Ford did travel, but as I said, we came up against a South African team that was well prepared, a well-oiled machine, and they did it. They did their thing. They absolutely did their thing and put a spanking on us. Now, what West Indies need to do is regroup and prepare for the India match. What would have been sweet as well if the India match rained out with West Indies, we would have qualified for the semi-finals. But we can beat them. We can beat them. We should beat them. And for any bit of pride in ourselves as West Indians, let's not take the easy road. I would accept the easy road, but let's not take it. Let's go and beat them. Speaking of India, they spunked Zimbabwe today again by about 71 runs. They piled up another 250 score following the footsteps of West Indies. They made 256 for 4 of their 20 overs. Zimbabwe in response could only muster 184 for 6. And you could say well tried for them. But this was their ceiling this season, and they did perform pretty well. Looking at the batting, Sanju Samson, a quick fire 24, and as I said, one thing that we can look on is the strike rates over there. Have a look at those strike rates. Sanju Samson, 24 of 15, strike rate of 160. Abhishek Sharma, 55. Ishan Kishan, 38. Yadav, Suryakumar Yadav, the skipper, 33 of 13. Hardik Pandya, 50 of 23. He smashed it about. And Tilak Varma, 44 of 16. Have a look at these strike rates, especially the finishers, striking over 200. And these guys striking well over 200. You are bound to get a lot of runs here from these guys. So they did put on a good show. Zimbabwe's bowling was put to the sword. They were really put to the sword. Richard Nagavara, 4 overs, 1 for 62. He travelled at 15 and over. And to be fair, the only person with any respect was Brian Bennett. 2 overs, none for 16 with an economy of 8. Followed by Sikandar Raza, the skipper, 1 for 29 off his 3 overs that he bowled. But Maposa travelled at 2 overs, 1 for 40. Blessing Muzrabani, their best bowler, I would say, well, their best fast bowler, he was going at over 10 and over. 4 overs, 1 for 43. And Brad Evans, 4 overs, none for 52. They were really put to the sword. They were really put to the sword. Zimbabwe in response, Brian Bennett continues his magnificent form with an unbeaten 97 of 59 balls. He hit 6 sixes and 8 fours. Munamayani gave him a bit of support, run a ball 20, which when you're chasing such a big score, you need to be spanking it more. But Brian Bennett was going guns blazing at the time, and Muramani couldn't muster up much. He was off the line. His timing was off and everything. Dion Myers didn't really contribute. He made 6 off 9. Raza tried to support Bennett. He made 31 off 21. Brule went for a clean duck. Manyonga, 11. Musekwa, who conceded quite a bit of runs, he went for 7. And Brad Evans not out on 1, as the Indians with some tight bowling restricted the Zimbabweans. So while it's a respectable T20 score, it's not anything to write home about. You eventually lost by 71 runs. Looking at the Indian bowling, Arshdeep Singh, 4 overs, 3 for 24. He was the destroyer as far as India is concerned. They couldn't really get on top of him in this game. Pandya, none for 21. Jasprit Bumrah, none for 21 off 3. Chakravarthi, rather, 4 overs, 1 for 35. He was the most expensive Indian bowler along with Akshar Patel, as Brian Bennett really took a liking to the spinners today. But what does this mean? This means we have a look at the table. Now, if it's anything, South Africa leading on 4 points with a healthy net run rate of plus 2,890. West Indies second with a healthy net run rate of 1.791. India still in the negative but on 2 points with West Indies. And this is why I say I will gladly grab that rain-out match between us, send them home. We on 3 points with a healthy net run rate. They on 3 points with a negative net run rate. And we should be safe. England seems to be safe over there. They are leading on 4 points. New Zealand with that beautiful net run rate second on 3 points, as one of their match was rained out as well. Now, it is imperative that West Indies makes this finals. As Darren Sammy had said, we're not here to keep up space. We're actually here to win this. You know? Putting our best foot forward, beating these teams on their home turf as it's being held in the subcontinent down there in Sri Lanka and India. The West Indies players are familiar with the Indian conditions. A lot of them have been playing in IPL. Come to think of it, that entire team has been playing in the IPL. So it's like they're at home. They should be familiar with it. That being said, a lot of the players who are playing are also familiar with IPL conditions and they're adapting. These are good quality international cricketers who are not just some mediocre pushover boys. That being said, we're in it to win it. This is our year. This should be our season. We may have another big one. We may have another big season as far as cricket is concerned. Let's win this World Cup, West Indies. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to Dubai Sports Hub on YouTube. Subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Boomers Dubai Entertainment. Check in with us as we do have some fresh content coming out here on the channel. Our studio is back up and running. Big up to Bruno Fernandez over there. Oh, there he is. Big up to Bruno Fernandez over there in the corner. Yeah, man, bringing over the coffee and thing. You know, but look out for more content as it relates to cricket, the West Indies in particular, and if there's anything spectacular with the other teams, we're open to bringing it. We will be checking in with a few more gaming, football related issues and stories as we go along. All right, join us.